Hello, this is Bill Horace. Um, I'm just gonna answer a few of some of the questions for the documentary. Um, my mom is Annette Celestine Murray, and my grandmom is Annette Floyd. Um, I do obviously remember my grandmother. I remember her very much. One of the biggest memories I have from her was, just being in church on Saturdays. She was 7 day evangelist, so church was a big thing. Deeply religious woman as well. So, whenever we were in Staten Island visiting her, and even later on when she moved in with my mom in New Jersey, Saturdays all day, she was in church, and I remember, as a kid, even though it would be a little much, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're getting restless and stuff. But even then, it was still just, it really stuck with me just how important she was to her church community, and just how much esteem the people had for her. Especially going into Staten Island, 'cause I didn't really know those people. So just seeing like she she really was like a mother to all these people, and they really loved her, and I really could see how important she was and how she affected them, and how she had very like strong individual relationships with all these people. Like she really just like was a very giving person, and just endless love, so much love to give to anyone who needed it or wanted it. Um, as far as like happy memories with her, I definitely, remember some great Christmases when I was a little kid going up there to Staten Island. I remember her old TV. She had this like 50s TV up until the 2000s. She had this black and white. It would like make this loud noise or turned on. She stuck by that, and the radio shows. So I remember it was kind of like going back in time when I'd go um, back to her apartment for like Christmas or like holidays. But it was cool. It was very wholesome, and it was nice to kind of like step away from all of the modern technology and kind of just have this nice wholesome time with my grandma, and like just eating her home cooked meals and enjoying family. Um, and then Yes, my parents did tell me stories about Liberia. Um, I remember being fascinated actually because, where I grew up, it was kind of just like normal suburban stuff. And their life sounded awesome. Like, they grew up right on the beach, hearing all this crazy stuff about like, different games that they would play. Just getting, I don't know, my dad would racing cars on the beach, all sorts of different stuff. Um, it just seemed like a very like vibrant place, like, picking their own like fresh fruit and everything, having to work on like grandpa's farm. It was very fascinating childhood. It seemed like they had. It seemed like something that I kind of yearned for myself, and I don't know. It always just sounded really cool to me. But then also, you know, they were very open about like just the history of Liberia and all of that stuff, and just culturally learning about, where I come from, the history of our land, of our government, everything, how that's intertwined with America, and just, kind of just like seeing Africa not as a monolith, and understanding, it's even, Liberia and like neighboring countries. Like my first year of my life was in Sierra Leone. So kind of just understanding like West Africa and Africa as a whole, and kind of instilling in me that like there's a lot of rich history, a lot of different cultures. Africa's not a monolith, it's not just one thing. And all of that stuff is special. All of that stuff has its own importance. And it kind of just broadened my horizons as far as just like finding value in other cultures in general. Um, and let's see what else. And yeah, I guess to that, how it impacts me today, I would say yes, just, that instilling that importance of culture, and like the nuance of culture, and understanding the differences. And, I feel like that's just made me a more well-rounded person. Someone, travel was very important to my mother. Her and all of her siblings, they're always going to like boarding school, like America, to my mom, like she lived in Russia for a while. So all these things like being expats in America and being immigrants and all that stuff, it kind of comes with this like understanding that the world is a big place and that one country, one culture isn't the end all be all of anything, and to kind of just like be open to things and be open to new experiences, and home is where the heart is, and I feel like because of a lot of those things that they've instilled in me, it's made me a better acclimated person in this world. Someone who's able to travel, someone who's able to be comfortable in a variety of different locations and settings, and I think that's really important. So yeah.